Five reasons I hate, not like, hate Paul Bauer, my friend, and there's constructive criticism in here. I hate my friend Paul Bauer's new book, Get Your Wife to Fuck You Again. I listened to it. Thank you to Paul for providing me listening links. I do not like the ready read. I like the listen because you could do so much more with Audible book. But let me go over the book real quickly, and then I'll explain to you what. Five. What's number 4? 5 reasons I hate my friend, a guy I like. His book, Paul Bauer's book, Get Your Wife to Fuck You Again. So the book is obviously in the title. it's a very not timely. It's a very practical book for Westerners in general. I can't speak of other cultures. I got to imagine that's worldwide, right? Your women inevitably stop fucking you after a while. I'm serious, right? It's got to be as old as time. Wedding cake, all that, right? I wear all of us men globally are in a league in one. I got to imagine it's the same, but especially here, and especially. I wonder if we have the least amount of sex in the United States. There's my idea of orgasms per capita as an economic measure. I got to imagine we're at near the bottom. We're in the bottom quintile or quartile. And you guys, oh, you fools. Well, I get married, then I can have sex anytime. Why? Wait a second. What's going on here? I wasn't a good Christian enough. Oh, okay, I'll try harder. Now, pain get touched. Let's not joke around. The book is very helpful. All right. Because didn't know if you girls knew this. We don't get married for shits and giggles. We more or less get married to get laid. Not all, but that's kind of the expectations. Well, you didn't say it. You're right. And I didn't say I'd give you the money. Anyway, so this book goes over all that. It is very germane to today. I will also say it's 100% right. I'm going to get to that later. And he does a pretty good job of it. There's structure, organization. He introduces the concept, what's happening, ways to treat it, and then your exit strategy if it don't. That's kind of the summarization of the book. All right. But I'll go over 2 universal criticisms that I give so out of love and constructive criticism to Paul if he's going to write more books, which I presume he is. 1, it is way too repetitive. If I was about to smash my own phone, if you said, women need a man who leads. Yeah, we fucking got it, Paul. 18th go in here. If you ever get the digital book, I don't know if you could do it. I know you could do this in Word. Search lead, and you're going to find 72 instances of the word lead in there. There's other things. This could have been tightened up. But it is repetitive. Another constructive criticism is he's constantly referencing other books, which I know why he's doing that. He's doing it because Paul's a good guy, and he wants to give credit to people who came up with the idea. I'm pretty sure he's almost certain he didn't want to say something that Rollo or Corey Wayne sent. He wants to give proper credit. But I would somehow say, look, just mention that up front. Say it would really help to read these books. I will reference these guys in these books. I do not mean to steal their thunder and make an addendum down below. It is jarring. And Corey Wayne's book, and Corey Wayne, yeah, fucking Corey Wayne, we got it. Guy, but God, he's been, I've never met the guy. Never had one of the few guys I've never had an interaction with. Never crossed paths with the guy. I don't dislike the guy or anything like that, but he's been around for a long time. Um, so those were two things that I understand why, but there was probably a better way to do it. Then so those are the two constructive things I don't like about it. There were two things I hate about Paul Bauer's new book. The third one, this is an opinion. Some of you, well, obviously Paul agrees with this stuff. Some of you might disagree with me, others might, agree with me, but this isn't a right or wrong thing. But he actually talks about affirmations, and I was like, gay, freaking gay. Paul and I don't think we disagree on the fundamentals, but maybe in our tactics or our advice for our guy, I'm just like, no, I can't do affirmations. Can't do it. Same thing with chiropractors. Some of my greatest friends, they go to chiropractor. Oh yeah, and they I believe it works. I'm like, no, not a chiropractor guy. Nope. Take your chakra crystals, go take your incense, and why you go worship Moloch while you're at it, and maybe your shoulder will get. I do not going to do the chiropractor. Nope. And the affirmations was one of them where I'm like, oh, so if you're more like me, pissed off and angry, and you don't have time for the wooey stuff, like you don't believe it, there will be a chapter in affirmations, on affirmations. Now, when he was describing it, he's not necessarily wrong, because I don't do affirmations. I do something somewhat similar, and maybe this is a little more practical. I don't need to look in the mirror and say, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and by golly, people like me. I don't need to do that. I just want like, damn, look at you. I do, however, and this has served me tremendously. A lot of this was working security, driving long distances, motorcycle riding, because again, is I rehearse conversations I'm likely to have. And not even conversations, but I rehearse answers to questions that I was expecting to be answered in the future, whether it was from bosses or interviews or girls I was dating or social situations. I don't know. It's like running defense. It's getting prepared so that when someone asks you something or that conversation inevitably comes up, you have roughly an outline of what you're going to say, and you say it well. In a way, I guess it's kind of affirmations. I think it's just getting your thoughts organized and structured, knowing exactly what you think and feel. You got the words to translate it clearly, but usually that's talking and interacting with other people. It's a good skill to have. I'll tell you right now, that's a great skill to have. Or I mean, you can do it. It's not a skill. It's a great thing to practice. You don't want to memorize your lines. That's not it. You just got to know the key points that if this son of a bitch comes up to me at the bar, I'm going to say this. It's going to take the steam out of his sails. It's going to embarrass the fuck out of him, and he'll shut the fuck up. Then nobody gets in a fight. No one goes to jail. And I expose him for the douche he is, and I walk away looking pretty damn good. Or there's this girl. Oh, that's a good one line. I'm going to use it on that girl. I think that'll be clever. She'll giggle at that. But affirmations, that's if I remember listening to it correctly, maybe he was talking more rehearsing than affirmations. To me, seems you don't believe the bullshit you're saying, and you got to say it to convince yourself. Aaron, you are a confident man. I don't have to say that. I never, Aaron, you need what will be equally ridiculous. Aaron, you don't go out there and get to it as much. You need to be more. Aaron, you are ambitious. Never had to tell myself that. And I think maybe, if I recall correctly, I think it was a little bit of both in Paul's book, where it was maybe you're trying to tell yourself something like, I am the alpha male. No. But maybe you start saying things, and who knows, maybe it works. If you keep telling yourself something, you get into the mindset. I don't know about neuroplasticity. I I don't know. I've never done affirmations, but rehearsing and saying some things, getting it in your mind, that's not a bad idea. And I think Paul, at least there was like 25% of what he was saying was that. The rest of it was affirmation. I heard it when he like, okay, affirmations. I'm like, what? No, we really? We're doing this? We're doing it. But if it works for you, cool. Number 4, things I hate about Paul Bauer's new book, Get Your Wife to Fuck You Again. And this isn't he did address it at the end. It's just kind of a minor critique. I'm not giving away the book or anything here, but the main premise is you cannot attempt to make your wife happy. You don't make her angry or mad either, but you do not always try to make her happy. You put your life and goals are primary. You go be a man, you go live your life, and that's what's going to make the girl more attracted to you. There's a lot more to it than that. But the main thing is that you cannot just dote on your wife, tend to every little problem or issue she has, because over the course of the years, it's the betatization process. Paul describes it correctly. You just become this doting little, yes, dear, whatever, dear. There's nothing that turns a girl on more than saying no and then walking away. It's sad, but it's true. So you then, and this is where the book earns its medal. You must go through a transformation process. Here's where you transform. This is what you should become. Here's how you change your thoughts and mind. And you will turn yourself into the man she wants to fuck again, which is a better man than what you were before. And then the come to Jesus meeting happens. It's get off the pot or shit for your wife, because she's either going to want to fuck you again or she's not. And there's also a third scenario where you've gone through all this tremendous improvement and you're like, come on, babe, let's work out or let's do this. And she doesn't want to come along. She liked the status quo beforehand where she was comfortable. Let me be very, I know this is going to sound horrible. I know this is going to sound, okay, everyone got the sitting down chair. A lot of women just like commitment more. They're okay having a sexless life where they just have commitment and resources. It's a lot of women out there like that. That obviously is not acceptable to damn near every man in the world. And you're like, hey, let's go here now. And you may have to come to the point to realize, 1, she ain't going to fuck you. And 2, even if she was, she's not going to come along and lose weight or improve her life, come on your journey, anything, or be with the new you. Right? You could go through all this process, do everything you can to get your wife to fuck you again, but end result may be, for whatever reason, she don't want to fuck you again. And then comes the point in time where, okay, now you got to divorce her. You got to leave her. And in defense of Paul, he does do this in, I think, the last chapter, one of the later chapters, one of the last ones, where, hey, you've gone through all this. And the only thing I didn't like about it, it was so matter of fact. It wasn't as simple as this, but he says, well, the bitch don't fuck you. Bye. I'm like, well, and like I said, he didn't make it that simple, but that's more or less was the case. And if not, oh, well, too bad. Guess you got to divorce her. I would have liked to see a little more effort put into basically disentangling yourself from a person who was your wife at one time. Because you, even if there is no sex, you're emotionally or at least psychologically intertwined with this person. That's a huge jump for a lot of guys. That's a huge thing for guys to say, hey, I went through this process and here I am now, and now, all right, it's over. It's hard to divorce someone. I've never done it. I've broken up with girls before, but it's hard. It's even More hard if you legal risks involved. And thankfully, I never had that happen. But I would have liked to see, like, hey, that's a huge hurdle. It's not. You're right. It's not under the topic of the book. The topic of the book is get your wife to fuck you again. But at the end of the day, she doesn't. Then it's like, well, tough shit. I guess that's a separate book. But since that's a very likely outcome of the process of becoming your own man, and Lester burning him up, I would have liked to see, like, yeah, this is going to be a hard thing to do, and here's some extra things. That being said, he addressed it adequately. He didn't leave it unaddressed, but I think it would have required a little bit, maybe more of like, yeah, man, you gotta, and it's going to suck, and here's what's going to happen, and then go talk to James Sexton about divorce or whatever. He has a very great take on it. It's very funny and entertaining. Go drinking with your buddies, whatever it is, go run. That was where I was like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of guys that get to that. They get to that dead end and there's no outlet. He's good looking. But she never really wanted to, or whatever. He got too fat. And once you lose that attractive, it's over. And like, yeah, you got to pull the divorce cord. And so I would have seen a little bit more on that. Otherwise, like I said, it's probably the minorest. It's the least of the 5 reasons I hate Paul Bauer. My friend lives in Colorado. Paul Bauer's new book, "Get Your Wife to Fuck You Again." That's rule number 4, but it's the least of the reasons. And this is the number 1 reason I hate Paul's book. And that is I hate it because he's right, and he's right about the thing that I hate. And the thing that I hate is you read through it, and yes, it is becoming your own man. Yes, it is doing the American Beauty thing and becoming Paul Burnham and telling you, or not Paul, Lester. I'm sorry, Paul. Lester Burnham, and telling the world to fuck off and set boundaries for yourself. That's all in there. But he goes into different aspects of the female mind, wife's mind, psyche, whatever, that you have to address and tailor your strategy to. And I know this is a red pill, community red pill book. I mean, title of the book's pretty red pill, but I still look at it, I'm like, fuck, we're still doting on these girls. You got to lead your girl. You got to sit there. You got this and that. Okay, now I got to lead her. I'm not disagreeing with any of it, but now I got to lead her. And then what was the other one? Oh, the listening. Oh, Paul, you're killing me, Smalls. That's what it was. It was the listening, where you got to listen to your woman, and she's going to want to complain, and you got to, and he's the main reason I hated it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I've literally told my girl, I said, are you going to say something fun or interesting? Because I got shit to do. Vince over at Masculine Geek, he's got an egg timer. Whatever girl she comes in, she's in a complaining mood. He grabs the egg timer, says, you got 2 minutes. You could complain about everything, but at the end of the 2 minutes, we're getting back to fun, super happy flirtation time. I'm not your tampon. I'm not your therapist. And I'm more along Vince's line of philosophy. But to rekindle the relationship, she's got to trust you. She's got to feel emotionally secure. She's got to feel in her cozy, warm space, and you got to listen to her. And then, not only do you got, and I'm okay with listening to people. It's the classic, she's going to complain, but doesn't want a solution. And he says, don't immediately switch into solution mode. And I'm like, no, this is the line. This is the line. Because now you're a fucking child, ladies. You're a fucking child. I got to lead you. I got to accommodate this. I got to, but where I kind of, and I drew the line and say, why are we always doting on them? Oh, women are this way. This way is irrational, stupid, and I bet you they weren't this way in pioneer times. Well, they're just wired that way. And so now we got to play a fucking game where I got to listen to someone complain, but I'm not allowed to give a solution. Well, that's just how they are, Aaron. Now you play the game. Tee hee, you dress up like whatever, Gumby, entertain the little kid. Say, I understand. He had some rules, and I kind of tuned out because I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm never doing this. Don't get angry and frustrated. Listen and say, I'm here for you. And say, oh, yeah, that's kind of horrible. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. That sounds like a you problem. Like, what the is this going somewhere? I get angry, man. I just get angry. Yeah, with anyone, girls or not. Like, it's like, hey, let's go. I mean, really, I get people, "Oh, da, da." You got like seriously, 15 seconds. Like, you got a point? I, I I'm dying here. I only have a certain amount of time. I'm not going to listen to you hem and haw. What's the problem? But man, if anyone came up to me and started complaining, I'm like, well, here's the solution. Like, well, like imagine a short little Cappy Hulk. Like if I turned into a Hulk, I'd be over 6 feet tall. Just imagine a raging economist Hulk with glasses, just not being able to tolerate this mind game middle school cosmopolitan magazine girls emotional wooey wah bullshit and just Hulk smash. Just what happened? Oh, he provided a solution and she still complained. That's why there's like this entire city block that's been laid to waste, but no higher than 5'9". I was wondering why the damage was only at 5'9". Couldn't reach up to hit anything else. And there's other things where, girls are unique in this little quirky way, and you got to bend it, and you got to listen, and I'm like, no, I can't. But you know what? This is the reason I really hate it. He's right. That's what pisses me off, man. The book is right. And I Hulk smash, I just get angry. That seems to work for me. It seems to work. Then people don't get on my bad side anymore. It kind of works. I mean, there were times in banking where they're like, "Oh shit, he's capable of violence," and then things started getting a little bit nicer around there. Anyway, but no, he's not wrong. That's what I hate about this book is he's right, and it's really a sad testament to how much work you got to do. And it's not groveling, but it's lowering yourself kind of in a way where okay, I gotta play this game. I just can't speak to you directly because of feelings and emotions. And maybe it's been so long since I've been human. I don't know, but I just and I'm like, yep. What makes it worse is he's right. He's absolutely right. And that's ultimately my conclusion about the book is my writing criticisms and all those minor things set aside. As much as I hate it, this book is 100% right. And it is exactly what you need to do to have the highest chances. Let's put it that. I mean, there's no guarantee to have the highest chances of getting your woman to fuck you again. By the way, you don't have to be married. This is just to get your girl to fuck you again. I'll show you an example of Hulk, Cappy Hulk. Get my girlfriend to fuck me. What? What? No, it's over. Hulk smash. Cappy smash this relationship. It ain't no sex. There ain't no bye. It's no negotiating. Like, I'm picking up my shit and getting the fuck out of here. See, I don't have the pay. But I mean, yeah, if you were married and in love and all intermingled, tangle, maybe you got these things called kids running around. Yeah, this is the book, and he's not wrong. And that's why, even though I hate it on 5 whole levels, I would strongly recommend this book because it does exactly, precisely what it claims to deliver. It's also not that long. And even though I said he was repetitive, there are discernible chapters with here's the action, here's the action. It's still tight. It's succinct. It gets to the point, and it's just a good here's your instruction manual. This is all you're going to need. By the way, may not work. And if it doesn't work, wasn't your fault. You did everything you could. And there is some accommodation. Like if that happens, here's how you do it. Moving on. But yeah, I would say if you are a man and you would like to get laid more in your relationship, married or not, there's the Cappy Smash version. Just, and you leave and fuck it, you're done. But if you want to give it a shot, this is what you're going to have to do. And I would also say, please do watch American Beauty so you get kind of a theatrical understanding of the process of Lester Burnham, of what you're going to. I would say watch that so you could kind of get the general idea. And it's a very good movie, by the way. And then go read Paul's book. This book would be, yeah, if you're not getting laid as much as you like or at all, get this book. This is the one. Because even though I hate it, it is 100% right, accurate, and practical. And that's about it. So there you go. Let's go to the super chats if we happen to. I have it linked below. You could just find it. Let me double check. I think it's called Get Your Wife to Fuck You Again. Get Your Wife to, and it's not fuck. He puts an asterisk in it. You again, Paul Bauer. Oh, Get Her to Fuck You Again. I apologize. Get Her to Fuck You Again, a red pill guide to fix a dead bedroom. How many pages is this? Because I listened. Oh, 275 pages, really? That went by fast, Paul. That was a quick listen, so I guess it's a quick read too. Very impressive. Now, if you didn't reference everybody and cut your affirmations page, you could cut that down to 120 pages. Anyway, there you go. And if you were interested in more of Paul's work, you could find him at the Come On Man podcast. That's what he's known for. And I think it's comeonman.com. Oh, now we got Come On Man, Paul Bauer. I really should have this all. ComeOnManPod.gumroad. You had a web. I just had it up here, Paul. Where the hell did it go? All right. Anyway, well, there's the book. That's the book. Oh, we got super chats now. Doc Paradox, 20 generous dollars. While wife, Chinese, and I, Americans, still firmly believe we're the last of our kind. We're about a decade your junior. Our marriage, love, sex, still possible as long as you live there in Eastern culture. Whoa, wait. We're about a decade your junior. Marriage, love, and sex still possible as long as you stay in the Eastern culture pocket. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so that's not an issue over there in Asia then, is what you're saying, or Eastern Asia, Chinese. Good. Should be that way. I'll say it again. Look, all, not some, all romantic relationships are built on a foundation of lust. And if you do not have lust or the lust goes away, you don't have a relationship. And just my 2 cents, your woman isn't putting out, it's over. Gone. Bye. Leave. You have every moral right. That's it. We're done with this shit. And I don't give a shit. Just to show you how far this pendulum has moved. How much the Overton window is. Oh my God, you just want sex. You're so shameful. Okay, yep, I guess it's bad. I just want sex. Yep. Now, bye. Get the fuck out of here. There's some new sheriffs in town. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, you just don't. That's why I'd be like, you know, like if you don't want to, just let me know. I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna hang out here and pay you to be a roommate. And then there's the Pikachu shock meme. Wife doesn't fuck him in 3 years. Shocked when he goes and cheats on her, and there's the Pikachu face. I love how the feminists and I guess women in general, maybe I've been expanded to womankind. It's amazing how they got you men hoodwinked to think that you're not, well, okay, no one is entitled to anything. That's correct. But that somehow it's shallow or bad that you expect to have sex. Like it has become such a dirty thing that I don't even think the the prudes of the religious right movement of the 80s hated sex as much as some of these gals do today. And it's not even this, I think it's just the concept of it. It's like, no, no, there's going to be sex. And if there's not sex, there's no relationship. And that's fine. And we go our way, but I'm not staying with you. Oh, we got kids? Okay, cool. Well, we're going to put on a show and I'm going to go bang the redhead next door. Bye. Dre, $2. Congrats on Cappy's engagement to the girl. No, there's no. Doc Paradox again, $2. Dre can't steal my wife. He's just mad. Dre is always mad. Dre is very mad. I mean, if you got that big ass penis, you got to haul around. That's got to be, you think it's a blessing, but he's carrying the weight, literally carrying a weight his entire time. Dre, $2. If it floats, flies, or fucks, rent, never buy. That was a rule. We politely said flies, floats, or fornicates, you rent. That was in banking. But those old bankers are gone. Those are the same bankers who taught me coma. Okay, like 2 bankers that taught me those things. All the other bankers know is like, well, he's a good guy. Lend money now, commission I get, then wife touch peen. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.